Insomnia is a really common problem that people experience when they're going through awakening. Mostly because in order to sleep, you need a really restful, peaceful body, a relaxed nervous system and a quiet mind. And that tends to be the state that we have internally that allows us to go to sleep. And when you have active or highly active Kundalini, it tends to disrupt the conditions that you need to naturally and easily fall asleep. So the kind of things that create insomnia in someone who has Kundalini or awakening are things like the Shakti or the Kundalini is just flowing through the body really fast. It's moving very quickly, or it's hitting obstructions in the body. And when you have that much Shakti flowing through the body and the nervous system can get very agitated and anxious. And of course, you're not going to sleep like that. It's also really common that you can have a kind of like a jam of too much Shakti in the head. And you can imagine if you've got too much energy in your head, you're not going to fall asleep, because that again is going to be agitating or just make you stay more alert. And then the other thing that really can create insomnia is that your crown center hasn't opened yet, or it's somehow obstructed. And so you get this big build-up of Shakti that's wanting to pour out the crown of your head. And because it can't find a way through, it builds up in your head, and that causes a lot of insomnia as well. So those kind of issues going on causes a lot of insomnia and lead people to get quite distressed, because if you've got to care for children or get up and go to work in the morning, not being able to sleep night after night can create a lot of despair and depression and actually make people anxious. And there's one other thing that also causes insomnia, and that is that if the Kundalini process is going too fast, it will be bringing up too much trauma and anxiety out of your body and make you anxious. And it's very hard to sleep when we're anxious. The most important thing is to try and calm the Kundalini process down so that the rate of energy flowing through your body is much calmer, and so then your nervous system will calm down and you'll start to feel more easeful and peaceful. Sometimes you can do some energy healing to clear and open the crown of your head so that the energy can find a pathway out, and so you don't have so much built up in your head. And sometimes it can really help just to do some stretching or yoga that opens the neck up and the shoulders up, because that can kind of create a little bit more release as well. I think it's more than before you go to bed. I think you need to learn to manage the Kundalini so that as much as possible it's calm all the time. By the time you get to bed, if it's really agitated, it's probably too late. I often, when I'm working with someone, especially someone who's got insomnia, it's usually supporting them in a combination of ways in order to soothe and calm the nervous system, calm the Shakti flow down, discharge excess energy out of the body so that the whole system gets really calm and quiet and enables someone to fall asleep with much more ease. If you've got more traditional insomnia, there are lots of ways that you can work with it naturopathically and with different kind of herbs and supplements that can all sort of help the body to facilitate sleep more. It's a really complicated area. But sometimes processing and getting into and unfolding what's underneath the insomnia or what's going on behind it, and seeing if you can get into that essence of the energy behind the insomnia can be really helpful also. I used to suffer insomnia quite a lot through certain periods when I was going through awakening, and I remember I used to get up at night and I just stand at the window and look out at the possums up in the gum trees, and I think, how on earth am I going to get through the next day, especially when I had to drive from the mountains down into the city and set up my practice room and see clients all day and then go back up into the mountains again. But somehow I learnt, even if I hadn't had a lot of sleep, that if I just trusted the process and I allowed myself to relax, even if I had very, very little sleep, somehow Kundalini and that awakening process would hold me through the day and give me the resources I needed. So sometimes trusting, even in the deepest insomnia, can be really helpful.